Hey, this is Ruben Roman. Yeah, you guys know me as Demonio, and this is another episode of Cycle Tribe Chronicles. You want to introduce our guest?
Oh, Charles Hamby. He is the candidate for sheriff here in La Plata County, I believe, correct?
That's it.
Harley Enthusiast.
Yeah.
Guy rides. Gotta
07
give him credit
electric
for that.
glide. 07 electric glide. I picked up and don't get to ride as much right now with the campaign as I normally like to, but every chance I get, I jump on and do a little ride.
Yeah, you gotta get points for that, brother. All right, so also I read a little bit about you, and you were into arm wrestling, right?
Yes, sir. Been doing it since 1987, and it's been a lot of fun.
How did you get involved in it?
Well, like everyone else, you know, growing up in school and messing around arm wrestling. Then when I went into the Navy, they had their games there, and I won that.
Oh, nice.
And then after I got out of the Navy, I had my first tournament in Caldwell, Texas.
Uh-huh.
And I went undefeated and beat a couple state champions there in my very first tournament.
Ooh.
So it was a lot of fun. And then from there, used to fly out to California, Buena Park, where they had the World Championships. And I flew out after I was only competing for 5-6 months.
Wow.
And I took fourth in the world. And then in 8 months, I was out at another place just up over by Riverside.
Well, that's my stopping ground.
Yeah, and there used to be a place over there, Mule Lip Saloon.
Yep, I know Mule Lip Saloon.
And they had a world championship out there, and I took second in the world there.
Nice.
And so it went up from there, and then ended up winning a couple of world championships. I've competed in Russia. I went undefeated against 14 countries. So it was a lot of fun, especially being in law enforcement. You know, it's not a real physical a job, but you need to be physically fit in it, you know. But the job itself, you know, you have those times, that small percentage where you need to be in shape.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of a motivator for me in arm wrestling. And then I also competed in powerlifting, took a gold medal in it. And then I fought in Tough Man, the last one they ever had in Colorado.
Oh, wow.
So I stayed active, you know. But the arm wrestling was my first sport I really pushed.
I got a question here. What's a trick to it, man? I know there's got to be some kind of
It's just brute straight.
That's
I was at arm. I was
gonna challenge you while we was on film, and now
Well, you know what? I might have to question that because I saw Over the Top and Sylvester Stallone had a trick.
He made it look so much better, didn't he? But you know, the trick is tendon strength.
Yeah.
That's why it don't make a difference how big you are. You know, it's tendon strength and developing tendons and strength.
How long have you been riding a motorcycle?
Well, see, I got my first one, a little YZ, when I was 6. So I started riding then. And then once I started having kids, I'll be honest, I got rid of them.
Yeah.
And my wife never rode, so she had that fear of them. So then once my daughter was going into college, I was ready for another Harley. You know, or not another Harley, it'd be my first Harley. So I went and picked up one and rode it for a bit, and then I went from there as a fat boy, and then I picked up this electric glide.
Yep.
And got a real good deal on it, you know. And I talked to her, and she was just dead set against it. And I said, I tell you what, you give me one legitimate ride, and if you don't like it, I'm done with it. And we rode the Mexican Hat.
Oh, okay.
And by the time we got back, she was good with it. She loves it now. So she looks as forward to riding as I do.
That's the way. That's the way it is with my wife. I can't go nowhere without her.
Yeah, but that's good though. I like that.
Sometimes.
You know? Yeah.
There's sometimes you just want to go with the boys.
Yeah.
were talking earlier about this election keeping you busy. What's that like?
You know, I'm not a politician. I'm a cop. I mean, and I'm proud of that. You know, so the politics part of it, you know, once the campaign's over, the politics is out. You represent everybody as sheriff. And so it's been interesting. It hasn't been difficult. I've actually enjoyed every minute of it, because basically what I'm doing as you know, with the campaign, is the same thing I did as a peace officer for all these years, and it's an extension of it. I've always understood the value of it. I have to go in and you have to make an arrest on someone's son or something like that. Taking a few minutes after you have all the safety stuff, you know, there's not a hazard, there's not a safety issue, they're in custody, you have them safely in your car. If you take 15-30 seconds to explain to a parent what's going on, they understand. You know, they may not like it, you know, and I've always understood the value of that. You know, they say, hey, they took care of that warrant or whatever it may be, and you said, and you be honest with them. Look, let me get them up here. If it turns out this isn't any good, I'll bring them back. Or if you want to meet me up there. That goes a long way with people.
You know, before we go, you're gonna have to throw down one of these guys.
I was willing when we showed up.
Let me ask you this, you know, because we do have a lot of people that watch, and you know, a lot of motorcycles. A lot of motorcycle enthusiasts and stuff. Is there anything you want to say to them before we get going?
You know, I'm a rider. I love it. It's probably one of the most therapeutic things there is out there. If I can, you know, especially being in law enforcement, I shouldn't say especially, but for me, being in law enforcement for as long as I have, there's not too many things that kind of, because of the type of job it is, you know, you're not always going to be popular with people.
That's true.
And you can get on that bike and ride, take a 1 hour ride or something, and it sure makes things a whole lot better. And I'm a big supporter of that. I understand it. And I enjoy every minute of it I can get out and ride. And, you know, it's part of who I am, and it's another part of what I stand for and what makes me who I am. And hope to see some of you others out there riding. And if you do, we'll look forward to it.
I look forward to riding with you guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, forgot to ask him, man. The stories. You got a good story for us about a riding story? Anything? It could be something bad happened to you. Something good happened to you.
I've got one. I got one. And this was when I was in the Navy. Got out of boot camp, and it was one of those where God was looking out after me. And picked up I bought my bike. I got out of boot camp, went home to Caldwell, got my bike. We're headed, was there, and then at home, and then when I had to go get on my ship, it was in Mobile, Alabama at the time. So I'm on I-10 down the coast in summer, so you get those storms coming in. It'd be dry, hot, all of a sudden here come a storm, you know, just dump on you. So riding on and get into Louisiana, one of those storms came up. And I mean, it is blinding. So I've got two 18-wheelers behind me on I-10. So, okay, I gotta get out here. So I was gonna speed up and then cut over onto the, you know, to the shoulder there and let them go by. Well, when I went to change lanes, there was a gap in the concrete. It was like the water. That bike went all over, you know, all over the place with me. I had my bag on the back with my dress whites in it, you know, and everything, and they're spread all out. And I made it to the shoulder. It scared me so bad. Again, I'm 19 years old, 20 years old, you know. And I coasted 3 miles, I think, before I just finally stopped. So then I had to go all the way back and pick my stuff up, you know, and everything.
Man.
But it was one of the most, it scared me. And, you know, being that young, hadn't had a whole lot of experience on the road and everything, you know, at that age, everything I'd done had pretty much been more off-road, you know, riding and everything.
Again, man, we appreciate you guys for watching. This is Cycle Tribe Chronicles. Remember, if you get a chance to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if you have any topic suggestions, show ideas, at the end of this show, there'll be all the information you guys need. Till next week, salud. You did really good, brother.
You like that?
Oh, yeah,
you think y'all get enough out of it to make it?
Oh, yeah, it's going to be real good.
All right, well, thank you.
All right, we're going to pick up Loren's new bike over in Ignacio. It's actually a pretty sweet bike. I used to own that same model and year, 2007 Kawasaki Vulcan 900. All right, Loren, what do you think, man? We're heading out.
Kind of excited, heading out to get this bike and get her back up to the shop and get her cleaned up and a little bit of work done on it. Get back on the street.
You got to get something done for your locked up wrist, huh? To get that.
Yeah. I gotta get some
for your throttle.
My throttle taken care of. Get it where I can run it on some type of a thumb drive. Since I don't have a wrist on my right hand.
I think it'll work out, man. I think it'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, we'll get it worked out.
Right on. So this bike is actually Mike Winlock. I'll beep out the name if I have to. But he bought that's Ruben's father-in-law. Bought that Harley, and it's a 2007 Kawasaki Vulcan 900. Went and looked at it. It's a pretty sweet bike. I tell you, man, I used to own that bike, exact same year and model. I never had a problem with it, so I think you'll like it, man.
I'm excited. It's been quite a few years since I've been on a bike, so it's because of my handicap and stuff like that. So I'm excited to get back into the saddle and start riding again.
Back in the saddle again. Right on, man. All right, well, we still got about 20 miles to go. Now maybe 15 miles. I've got the trailer hooked up, so until we get there, man, see y'all on the flip side. There you go, center it up.
What's that bike playing?
God, they make a solo seat for this, man. Hey, you better get your seat. Just get it up and running. You won't be able to go anywhere.